90. Holy Ghost filled, you will sing Anikati. I live the high life cause I'm heavenly minded. Hold up, I'm a 90s baby. So really, you made me walk up to you and you don't subscribe to the channel? Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video and share it with someone. I know you will. Righteous like so wicked, righteous like no wicked. You righteous like so wicked, righteous like no. Well, Garry Nkombo has finally spoken out. He says, "I cannot challenge Hakainde Hichilema Nkombo as he files a complaint with police against individuals who have launched a campaign on his behalf to challenge President Hichilema and declares he has no intentions to ever vie for UPND presidency." So this all talk of Garry Nkombo versus Hakainde Hichilema in 2026 should end pretty much. Garry Nkombo has stated he has no intentions of challenging the sitting head of state at the convention. So for those that are purporting or campaigning on his behalf, cease and desist immediately. Anyway, I'll give you details about that because there was a build-up to him issuing that statement. But pretty much that conversation of Garry Nkombo versus Hakainde Hichilema is not being peddled by him, according to a statement that he had issued to the media a couple of days ago, if not a day ago. I'll give you details with regard to that. But images that have been trending the past couple of hours are these of Nixon Chilangwa. As you may be aware, he's incarcerated in Nkombo maximum prison, and he lost his wife while he's in prison. So he was given permission to come and bury his wife, and then obviously these images have been trending from the burial procession. And then that's him with his daughter. That's one image that a lot of people cracked up on. They're like, yo, I mean, this is so difficult losing the father, in as much as the father is still around, but the fact that he's incarcerated and is in prison, the only pain that she is feeling now losing the mom cannot be described. Obviously, that's what the article was about, the rest of that image. And then obviously, George Mutonga was like, when Hakainde Hichilema was arrested, this is George Mutonga responding obviously with regard to the same. When Hakainde Hichilema was arrested for treason, my response was the same. When Geoffrey Wayamwamba GBM was in jail, my response was the same. You have not seen me say anything about Bowman or Mnia. The law is the law. We must abide by it. Even when I disagree with the law, I must abide by it, he says. But if you study the law, if you study the law deeper, you understand that human law and natural law are two different things. We reserve the right to render justice by measuring the totality of the man's deeds against the offense. Moreover, in a judicial system, that point of political affiliation for punishment, we must therefore even be more careful on punishment. The same way the arrest of Hakainde Hichilema for treason was politically motivated, so are some of these arrests we see today. So simply weighing in and appealing to the president to say, in as much as the president is not obligated to release Nixon Chilangwa from prison, but going by the fact that these kids are very young, as you can see from those images that were trending, and now they've lost their mother and their father is in prison, it's only right that the president finds it in his heart to release the man so that he can take care of his kids. But anyway, so he's saying, in as much as yes, he was found guilty for whatever offense, but the gravity of that offense cannot equate for messing up such a family. That's George Mutonga that's issuing his own opinion there. He goes further to say, colleagues, colleagues, that right there is the definition of grace. Grace is not about innocence. It is not about earning or a second chance. It is about being given peace when punishment deserved. Grace looks at the guilt and says, still you are loved. This is the heart of Christianity and theology around it. The first coming of Jesus Christ, pretty much he puts up a sermon of grace, pretty much appealing to the president to release Nixon Chilangwa. People are broken by these images, I will not lie. They've been training people like, yo, I mean, the offense as compared to what he's going through, let him go and take care of his kids, obviously. So these images have been making rounds for a couple of minutes. But the people that were quick to respond is the correctional service, because it was like, who gave the permission for Nixon Chilangwa to be released? So the Zambia Correctional Service Commission clarifies non-involvement in Nixon Chilangwa's funeral attendance. So they said, yo, that's above our pay grade. We had nothing to do with it. So according to Phoenix FM, the Zambia Correctional Service has clarified that it had no involvement in the prior or prior knowledge in the incarcerated former Kawamba Member of Parliament Nixon Chilangwa's attendance to his late wife's funeral. This follows images of Mr. Chilangwa at the funeral, which have been widely shared on social media. Addressing the media in Lusaka this morning, Commission Chairperson Evaristo Kalonga says such matters fall outside the Commission's jurisdiction, pretty much it's above his pay grade, and are solely handled by the Minister of Home Affairs and the Correctional Service Command. So he says he had nothing to do with it. You're simply making it clear, because it was not clear how these images will suit with the public, because it was expected. Maybe some public were like, no, why is he being favored? Because Nixon Chilangwa in this case, why is he being favored just because he was a politician? He's allowed to go and attend funerals when the other inmates that loses the members of their family and are not given the same permission. So the correction service had to step up and say, hey, this is our. It goes fair to say, Mr. Kalonga explains that the Commission's core mandate is strict human resource management within the correctional service, including officer promotion, retirement, and confirmations, as well as staff welfare, and not decisions related to inmate movement. Meanwhile, Mr. Kalonga improve inmate welfare and decongest facilities, citing that the construction of new prison cells in Senanga, Kaoma, through Constituency Development Fund support. So you're simply putting up to say, in case these images don't sit well, because obviously the public received them well, they are compassionate about Nixon Chilangwa. He just wanted to state it clearly to say, no hand in it. This is a decision that was either made from Minister of Home Affairs or the Correctional Service Command, pretty much above his pay grade, not him as an individual there. And they have no authority to move any prisoners. That's pretty much above his pay grade. But when these images trended of that young girl crying after seeing her dad, obviously after a long time, and losing her mom, obviously the response was different. As to that, people are like, no, let the man come back and take care of his family there, given when they broke down as he comforted the man as they were doing the body viewing at a ceremony there. And that's the daughter. I think she should be the oldest, because the other kid that was seen seated next to him, in fact, the kid was seen seated on the dad was a little bit too young. So the kids are young, yeah. If he can be released, if it allows, yeah. Only the president can grant that. But on the other hand, in other news, Sampa put up this post to say, Funso, ushe akapita ukawula Honorable Mazembe. So if you know, according to political circles, what is referred to as Mazembe is Garry Nkombo in this case. Yes, it's not his official tagline, but on the political streets, and which comes from the time that those elections were happening, and then Garry Nkombo stepped up to the ECZ and pretty much was a very strong force in ensuring that everything was done by the book during the elections. So that's where that tagline of Mazembe came from. So when Sampa put up that post, obviously Garry Nkombo received it to say he was addressing him, but then again, that can be argued to say Mazembe is literally a tractor. So that if he decides to file in a police report, but I doubt Garry Nkombo would do that. You're simply stating to say if he was addressing him, let him not do it on his behalf, because even the UPND reported there to say Nkombo has sent Sampa away from his issues. So based off that post, Garry Nkombo was like, hey, he does not need Sampa to speak for him, and neither does he need him to grade him in his political lifestyle. Let him focus on his own political journey. That was posted by the UPND. But the highlights from what Garry Nkombo said during the press brief was that, I do not want to stand as president, Garry Nkombo. As he says, he has no intentions of challenging Hakainde Hichilema. So that Hakainde Hichilema or Garry Nkombo versus Hakainde Hichilema 2026 is a non-starter. He has no intentions of that. So as a Buka Member of Parliament, Garry Nkombo has disassociated himself from social media reports suggesting he wants to challenge President Hakainde Hichilema as the Republican president candidate. Mr. Nkombo, who is also chairman of elections and strategic campaigns, has since lodged in a formal complaint at the Zambia police headquarters in Lusaka concerning said social media reports. The legislature, who is also a member of the United Party for National Development Management Committee, said he remains committed to be loyal to President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND, and he has made remarks during, made these remarks during a press briefing after lodging in the complaint. So Garry Nkombo was like, hey, he does not need anyone to speak for him on his behalf, and his ambitions with regard to challenging Hakainde Hichilema, those are a non-starter. He has no plans of doing that, and if he does, he's going to say it himself. He does not need people to speak on his behalf. He's able to do that. So that's a statement coming from Garry, clarifying everything. This is the news diggers. If you don't vote, if you don't vote well, you go back to being beaten. Hakainde Hichilema. That's in the news diggers. Obviously, the president addressing the upcoming general elections, obviously in 2026. There, and in the Daily Nation, name and shame big medicine thieves, JCTR. So they say, no, not just going after the pharmacies, go after the people that facilitated the movement of those medicines from public institutions into those pharmacies, not just going to arrest the pharmacists themselves. And the mass newspaper goes further, the thieves cannot investigate themselves. Chief Paul says those stealing drugs are in government, obviously, according to the mass newspaper there. And pretty much that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful day.